Art takes on many forms and more often than not attracts the curiosity of children at all stages of their lives. Though they express an interest from the get go, they very often find it challenging when it comes to being creative. Like Ralph Waldo Emerson said, every artist was first an amateur. Henri Matisse said, creativity takes courage. To bolster the creative pulse in a group of amateur artists, Kidpreneur made a bold step by engaging experts to guide some kids of that group.
Well, we've run a number of programs in the past, and one of the things that we found was challenging for the children was always them having a sense of creativity, where to start, particularly with the Kidpreneur program, having that sense of creativity. So we felt to address that we would run an art program where they're introduced to all concepts of art, all different art forms. And once they are introduced to the different art forms, then they would be able to determine what they like most, and it would help them to think more creatively for any programs that we run in the future. So we brought in two artists, two professional artists who specialize in teaching, as particularly teaching children. And they introduced the children over the course of 2 weeks to different art forms. So we had Noa Harris Smith. She has a Bachelor of Arts in Art Education, and Miss Candice Marshall, who works with children throughout the art industry in the Bahamas. Art forms they were introduced to: photography, casting, using molds and casting with plaster of Paris, paper mache. They did still life drawing and painting, and then they did a lot of painting on canvas with different types of paint: watercolor, acrylics, oil paint. And then we also did some tire work. So the children were very excited to learn that they can do a lot of things with what we call disposed material or waste material.
We spoke with some of these budding professionals at that event where they not only had their pieces on show but also on sale.
My name is Tanya Davis, and I attend Innes Adams Primary School. The fun things that I mostly like is that they inspire you and help you out with the struggles that you have. For example, I would have never have these ideas to be an artist if I never came here. Because normally I would have been down to my drawings and stuff. But then I start getting inspired by all the stuff that I've seen around the places, like on television, poster boards and stuff, and I made up my own art. Like for example, normally you just see normal words on the street. But instead I did that, I wrote a word, then I put different designs in it, but still put rainbow patchy strings around to just make it pop. And him. You almost every time you hear about wall piece, so this is what I based it on. Look, it got all these different kinds of flowers. I mean all these different kind of colors, but just one color. And I wrote "You're a superstar." To me, I think that you can be anything you want, but to me, I want to be one.
My name is Gal Jean Pierre. I attend the First Impressions Primary School and I'm 10 years old. This is my dream catcher. It's a Native American piece. The Native Americans believed that if you put this over your bed, that when you have bad dreams, the bad dreams would get caught in the net of the dream catcher, and then when the sun rises, it will demolish the bad dreams. So now this is colorful sun rays. This piece is cubism. I used shapes, so I used a square for the sun right there, and these are the sun rays coming down. But I use different colors for them. That's why it's called colorful sun rays. And that's a fish and a shark. And then we can come around. This is my frangipani, but I call it a sunflower because of the yellow. I took it myself. And then this right here is just a little sketch. This is my paper mache. You blow up a balloon and then you paste newspaper. You paste newspaper on there, and when it dries, you paint it. This here is a sketch. It's called Fruitalicious. I sketched some pieces. Miss Inoue taught me how to do the still life sketching, and I blended down here. This said shine. I did this when someone was feeling down to cheer them up. Shine. Hello, my name is Laura Alexis Aldridge, and I attend the First Impressions Primary School. And I did the abstract. And here, me and my friend made some sparkly turquoise, and I just started using the detail and started taking my big brush and went in circles around. And some people didn't know what I was doing, and I told them that when it dried, it'll have circles, and it would have dots everywhere with texture. And my next one are these two pictures I took. We did photography, plaster, painting, abstract, paper mache, dream catchers, purse making, and we made all kinds of things. We would make plasters of kittens. We made plasters of our hands and faces. And so I entered the photography class, and I took pictures of, this is on Sandy Key, and I came up close to a Turkside cactus on the cliff. And this is a pineapple that grew in my garden, and we just picked it the other day. At first, I asked Miss Portia if I could do cubism. So then they told me that it was just when you draw shapes and make a beautiful picture. So I just started drawing. I drew these two big lines around here, and I thought I messed it up at first. And then I just started drawing more triangles around and around and around all the way, but I used measurements on the ruler. I think I enjoyed the socialization, where I could meet new people and I could make beautiful work and I could learn new things. So that was my favorite part. And I think people that don't socialize that much should come here because it's very fun, and I love my teachers as well.
My name is Alexia Penn. I'm 14 years old and I attend the Elmore Stout High School. Today I have 5 pieces. Well, these are my main pieces. These 2 are collages, which are made by paper, cutting paper, sticking them. And this one is basically a beach scene, and I search high and low for different shades of blues and sand colors and green just to make the perfect beach scene. This one I call Sun and Moon Collide. It's basically a collage with both times of the day and night, and both of them just merge into each other. I really like the different shades, the contrast, the bright and the dark. This one is my favorite piece. It's an island girl. It's basically my interpretation of a abstract cubist island girl. So you can see you have the tree bark, and then the trees, and then the water through her hair, and then the sun and a sunset, and then flowers for the tropical kind of feel. This is a bag made out of the inner tube of a car tire, and it was like we cut out the car tire and we shipped it into the bag. We sewed it with like an actual needle, and then I just used different stamps and a hammer to hammer in the designs on the front, and it does work because I tested it. I put my phone inside, and this one is a plaster of my mother's face. Actually, if you put it by her, it actually looks like her. This one was fun. It was really easy, and me and a partner did it. My favorite part about the program was that I got to be introduced to different types of art. Before, I was mostly into painting and crafts, but now I've learned more about collaging, which I really had fun doing, and I also got to do plaster and work with tires. And then I actually got more into painting. Like, this is something I don't think I would have really thought to do. But when my teacher told us to do cubism, it was like the first thing that popped in my mind.
Hello, my name is Albert Tompkins. I'm 14 years old and I attend the BVI 7th Day Adventist School. These are the paintings that I did in the eCamps program. This one is titled 2038. This one is Infinite Love. That one that you see on the wall is called Disobedient Geometry number 1. And the triangular piece is Disobedient Geometry number 2. These are also the leather Black Panther collection with the cat as well. What I enjoyed most about this program was getting to paint my own things, because at first when I did abstract I didn't know what to expect, but because it's abstract, that's the beauty of it. You can flow it whatever you want and make any colors and combinations. Well, I call it the Black Panther piece because it's all black, and when I looked at this I thought of, okay, the Black Panther, which is also a cat that's black. So I made designs like this wallet and these two bracelets that reflect the color. This piece is actually called 2038, as you can see right here. It took me about 3 days to finish. 1 day to actually draw and outline the shapes, and then 1 day to color it in and do the fine detail work in the middle right here. What inspired me about this piece was that actually in the year 2038, there's going to be 4 lunar and 4 solar eclipses. So because of that, I did the 4 circles inside the middle, 4 on the lunar side and 4 on the solar side.
So where to next for these kids? Taking the words of Pablo Picasso, who once said, "Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up." But fear not. With the backing of an organization like Kidpreneur and families who are doing their best at grooming their kids for life, Pablo Picasso's assertions would be defied.